happy 4th of July. We have such an incredible
God,
day today. A lot of people are families.
Are you going to watch the fireworks?
I am going to watch the fireworks.
But you know who might not like fireworks, right?
I know. We're going to jump into that today. We have a very special interview today with that's brought to us by Tail Waggers Charitable Foundation. Here at Sunny TV, we believe every dog, no matter how many eyes, tails, scars, deserves love, safety, and a second chance. That's the heart of Tail Waggers Charitable Foundation, St. Johns County nonprofit that stands up for dogs and others that others overlook. Tail Waggers provides critical funding to local shelters, supporting dogs with medical challenges, behavioral hurdles, and just a little extra healing to do. We partner with this dude that we're going to talk to in just a couple minutes. Super incredible. If you guys want to help support us over at tailwaggersfl.com, go check out that website. Get on those happy boxes. I know Mrs. Robinson makes amazing treats. We have Maddie and Joey Romer here from Smart Paws Obedience. Guys, thanks so much for showing up in the Sunny Studios today.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
Nice to be here.
Well, we all have learned so much from you over the years, and dog care and how important it is, because they're super hypersensitive where we're not sometimes, especially when it comes to fireworks. So can you dive into this a little bit? Talk a little bit about your history with dog care.
Well, actually, I started training dogs when I was 11 years old. My neighbor saw how I trained my own personal dog to sit, to lay down, to walk next to me. He said, "He'll give me $5 if I can train his dog to do that." So
You got to do
$5
that.
at the
Study
time.
training.
$5, that's easy, right?
that was good money back then.
Yes.
I love that.
So I ended up training his dog, and another neighbor found out, and I had been reading books in elementary school about how to train your dog, and then it went from that to word of mouth. People said, "Hey, train my dog, train my dog." I started going to these group events, and over the years, started going to more and more group events and learning quite a bit. When I was hired in law enforcement, I became part of the canine unit and went to several other schools during that time. And off on the side, I'd train dogs for free. And after a while, I was like, I'm tired of training dogs for free. I need to charge about $25.
Yeah, $2,500. Let's do it.
Right?
You're priceless, baby.
$2,500?
Let's go.
$25? I'm in.
But so amazing, because it's an energy, and you really are a dog whisperer. You know the energy of the animal in front of you and how to harness that to make it beneficial to all concerned.
Well, we as humans, we think in the brain of the human a lot of times. What's best for the dog? It's not what's in our brain.
Right.
You want to think more in the lines of the dog. What's in the brain's dog? What's best for the dog? So if you can think in the brain of the dog, what's best for the dog? How does the dog understand? How does the dog learn? You look at packs, wild packs. When a dog is living in your home, you are actually you are its human pack.
Right.
Yeah.
You are the dog's human pack. So within that pack, the dog must have a leader. A good, solid leader. Because if the dog doesn't have a leader, you're going to have an unbalanced dog.
Yeah, so that isn't it
interesting.
interesting how the dogs will
Yeah.
see you as a leader.
That's true.
Because you're not just primary resource number one. You're actually
Right.
leading the
Now,
charge.
let me ask you a question.
Absolutely.
Mr. Dog Whisperer here. So our hound is she's scared of people. It takes her a very long time to warm up, but she did great right when we adopted her with my husband and I. With that, we've done a lot of steps with her. She's doing great, and she starts to see some of the same people. It's getting better. Now with something like that, what is the best way? Do you just let them work their way through it, and you're
In
patient?
a sense, she's seeing these people. These people are coming towards her. She's unsure.
Yeah.
So being unsure, she doesn't know what to expect from these people. So if you kind of add to it to kind of change the behavior of the brain, when these people approach at a distance, toss a delicious treat or maybe one of her favorite toys.
Okay.
And as the person's coming in, she'll start to lighten up and say, "Oh, what do they have for me?"
Right.
It's like, "Oh, they must have something good." So you get this positive
Okay.
image from the dog looking at the human as, this is a positive.
friend.
Something good is coming towards me.
Look at me sneaking in some extra tips for my dog.
I love
Selfish.
it. But let's get some tips on fireworks, especially for dogs. It's a stressful time, right?
Yes.
What are some really good things that we can be cognizant of?
Well, to begin with, you think about the dog, and realistically, the dog is living a normal life saying, "Oh, I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to take a walk with mom or dad. I'm going to lay around the house. Dogs actually will sleep anywhere from 12 to 20 hours at rest a day.
Yeah, I like
Dang.
20. That's perfect.
Yes.
Sleeping dogs is what my love is. Yes.
You don't want them to get more than 20 hours rest a day. You want the dog up. You want the dog active. But in a sense, it's the daily ritual. Dogs have come in, they wake up in the morning, they know what to expect, then they know what else to expect.
Okay.
And then they know when it's time to get up and go eat. Hey, mom's going to leave at 8 o'clock in the morning. They're going to come home and I'm going to get up and get excited at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
It's the daily ritual. But then you have July 4th.
Right.
Stupid fireworks.
Changes
stupid,
it up.
stupid.
It changes the whole paradigm up.
Exactly.
So
Stressful.
what happens when they hear that? Is it like a PTSD response? I'm thinking also veterans. You know what I mean? Because it's just such a it's
A
an
lot
alarm.
of times it's the sudden energy change.
Okay.
Animals communicate through energy. So when there's a sudden change of that energy, sometimes with this, I mean, it's not an everyday daily occurrence. If it
Right.
were, then the dog would eventually get accustomed to it and deal with it.
Yeah.
So this is a sudden change of energy, and it disrupts the dog's daily activities,
Gotcha.
daily thoughts, and it can place them in an unsure situation with their brain.
Nervous
Being-
energy.
being
Yeah.
being fearful.
Interesting.
The booms, they feel the
Oh, it's
booms
terrible.
radiate through their body. They don't know what's going on. So there's a lot of things that you can do to prepare ahead of time as well.
What are some of those things
yeah.
you think?
Well, typically, so my dogs, protection dogs, they love gunshots. They love the booms. They get all excited because when they were little, I usually get like a water jug or a milk jug and fill it with coins and rattle, 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 rattle.
To get 'em
And then
used
as they're 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks old and they're about to eat, rattle, 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 put the food down. So they hear all that. You throw the jug in there with them. They're accustomed. You're actually desensitizing them to all this noise.
Oh wow.
And then as they're growing older, you do the caps, cap guns, you do the firecrackers, and then you do the blank guns. And as you've been teaching them to do the bite and hold work, the protection work, you're actually banging a blank gun. So they still get the fun and the joy with the noise. So you've conditioned them
They're
through
not used to them.
repetition for the noise, and this is fun. So ignore the noise. You hear of police dogs getting actually shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And still in the fight. They're still
Right.
biting and they're still apprehending the suspect.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
But there's a lot of things you can do. You
Like
can
I've seen
prepare.
thunder vests.
They don't work.
Or do they not
No,
work?
it didn't work for Luna.
It didn't. Okay.
No.
Many dogs, they don't work. There might be that handful of dogs. Yeah, it worked for this dog. It worked for that dog.
I'm not sure I understand the science of it. Is it like a
like
hug or
the
something?
pressure
the
Like-
science of it. It's just like a no-pull harness.
Okay.
There is no such thing
Yeah.
as a no-pull harness.
Right.
A harness is built as a pull tool.
Right.
A harness is designed for a tracking dog, a sled dog, a search dog looking for narcotics or explosives
Yeah.
or article searches. But you want to have the right tools, and the right tools could be the right crate also. A crate is a den. And many people have these little wire crates, and they're going to throw their dog in a wire crate. Well, what happens when the dog becomes anxious
Right.
and nervous and wanting to bite and fight at it? They can get out of those. They can bend the wire. They can get out. Something you may want to think about cost advantage-wise, these flight crates, the crates that you put your dog in and take.
boxes.
It's got the plastic top and the plastic bottom. Then you little screw
Yeah.
little screws on the
Yeah.
sides. On the front, it's designed that you can put zip ties on the front metal door because a lot of times your dog's going to paw to try to get out of it.
Right.
And if you have the zip ties, for instance, when your dog is in flight, I used to fly back and forth and train my dogs with the German police. They would literally give me one of their vans and say, "Here, follow us." And I'm like, "I'm driving a German cop van. Ich bin
With
ein
his-
Polizei."
Yeah.
With all his like Belgian Malinois in there.
Oh yeah, that's what we have. We have the Dutchies and the Malinois.
So what kind of signs do we see if the dogs are experiencing anxiety? What are some things to look for?
Drooling,
Okay.
panting, barking, digging, pacing back and forth.
Okay.
Some dogs, when they're anxious or nervous, may even lash out and bite.
Oh.
For instance, what if you see a dog that did get out during the 4th of July and he's
God,
going through your neighborhood?
Oh, poor thing.
You know, something good is actually to be part of a lost pets ahead of time. Go online or go to social media and go on St. Augustine Lost Pets or
All-
go on
every
other
day.
lost pet
Yeah.
sites. Because if you see a dog that you think is lost, do you necessarily want to go up and grab it and pull it in and keep it safe or put it in your car? You could get bitten.
Yeah.
You know, one of the best things to do is maybe take a picture of it, the location, the time. Time is very important, and direction of travel. Which way is that dog going?
Right.
You know, those are some things that you can do ahead. You know, you can prepare ahead of time, and then actually, when a dog is out, take a photo.
So speaking about preparing ahead of time, we obviously know it's inevitable that fireworks are going to happen. So how can we prepare our homes better? Like, should I be putting on some loud classical music to drown out the booms from the fireworks? Should we be exercising the dog really ahead of time before the fireworks so they're
Should we
super
give
tired?
them trazodone?
Yes, good
Yes,
question.
so there are several things you can do.
Okay, we're gonna do them all. I'm writing them down.
First and foremost, dogs need exercise. So prior to the nightfall or dusk of July 4th, get your dog out there and exercise it. Get a lot of that energy out of their system. And when you do bring your dog, one of the best things to do is bring your dog inside.
Yeah.
Make a den. If you have to put a blanket or a sheet or some type of towel over the kennel,
Okay.
make it more cozy, make it more comfortable. You want to make sure your doors are shut. You want to make sure your windows are shut. We've had dogs jump right through window screens. We've had dogs jump right through glass.
Right.
You know, because they're so fearful. So really one of the best things you can do is crate them. Train them ahead of time. Just leave the door open, feed your dog in a crate. You can get that dog used to saying, hey, I like coming in here. This is a good place.
That's what my girls like. I just leave the door open, and sometimes they hang out in there. Sometimes they don't. I know when they
Yeah.
need a little space. I mean, I got some girls, so you know what I mean.
Don't you have a crate you live in?
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah,
it's called
this
my
is
house.
another crate
Yes,
right
it's
here.
another
Yeah.
giant crate. Yes.
But something
I
else you
literally,
can do.
I always say that I live with two roommates, which are my dogs,
Yep.
and they basically own that house. Yeah, it's so funny.
We work for them.
Yes.
If you don't have a crate and your dog's gonna, you know, tear the drywall out, he's gonna tear out the insulation and then tear out the back wall of the house and
Yeah.
get outside. I've seen one of our police dogs do that.
I believe it. Yeah.
Dog's name was Hoss and just ripped a hole right in the wall in the
lived up to
bedroom
his
and went
name, huh?
outside.
Golly! Wow.
BJ Hall had that.
He said, "Get me out of here, buddy."
Wow.
But you can keep your dog on a leash in the house.
Okay.
Just walk around with your dog on a leash. Now, here's something that we as humans, we think a lot with our heart.
Yeah.
My dog's afraid. I'm going to love my dog. I'm going to hold my dog. I'm going to cuddle my dog. And I'm going to tell you, oh, baby, you're so safe. So really, in reality, you're enhancing that behavior by rewarding that behavior with the love and the touch.
During the anxiety attack.
Amen.
Interesting.
So it
If
makes
you
sense.
have anxiety, I'm going to love on you. Oh, Mom, Dad, I got anxiety. Love on me. They're going to do that even more. One of the hardest things to do, and you got to think again in the brain of the dog. What does the pack do? If there's a scared dog, are they going to wait on the dog? No, they're
No,
going
they're
to
gonna
keep
leave
going.
it.
You either keep up with us
Yeah.
or you don't.
Dogs are such good
This
manipulators.
is such great information,
Let me
Joey.
tell you.
Thank you.
We think with our hearts.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Listen.
Joey, this was awesome.
My dogs would sell me in 2 seconds for a chicken treat, and I know it.
I know it. I definitely think that's true. Joey, where can people find out more information if they want to work with you with Smart Paws Obedience? What's a good way to contact you, buddy?
Actually, on Instagram is one of my easiest. So I am Smart Paws Obedience.
Got it.
Doing this right now.
I had a couple of trainers, and I gave them my telephone number, the email, the name, and so forth. So they broke off and became Smart Paws Resorts and Training.
I've seen this facility. This is awesome.
Yes. It's on Avenue A, just north of the sheriff's office, off of US 1. Great place. I actually board my dogs there. I'm boarding my dogs there for a month here in a few weeks.
That's fantastic.
Because I'm going to be at our villas in Panama for a month, and we're going to be driving our new Hilux around.
Okay, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if people can reach out to you if they have any questions or obviously want some obedience training, that's obviously the best way to.
Amen.
You're amazing.
So me personally, yeah, Instagram, Smart Paws Obedience, and then on Facebook, it's Romer Joey. I just flipped Joey Romer.
So cool. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time
you,
today.
guys. It was
a
Maddie,
pleasure.
thanks for being here too, sweetheart. That was
course.
awesome. Yes.
for having
we
us.
love dogs. Dog
Yes.
is God spelled backwards.
Yep,
so that's
we're dog
people here.
always a celebration. So yeah, thank you, Tail Waggers, for having this incredible
Yes.
interview with That's How to Get Through the Fireworks with some
Yep.
animals. I love it. Thank you, Joey. Thanks, Maddie, for your time.
Have a great day, guys.
And we
All
will
right.
see you, Sonnies, a little bit later. Bye,
Bye, guys.